Welcome to the real world. My name is Cameron. Today we are talking all about the DC SnyderVerse and every movie I own on Blu-ray or 4K in this collection. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified of all our videos. Today we are looking in the collection at every DCEU film or SnyderVerse film that I own on either 4K or Blu-ray. So we're going to take a look at each one of these. Again, some of them are 4K, some of them are Blu-ray. I'm going to talk about each one, give you the details, let you know if you should upgrade or not, if you own the Blu-ray or the DVD. So let's kick things off with Man of Steel. It's where it all started. June 14th, 2013, celebrating its 10th anniversary this week. Very exciting, one of my favorite superhero movies ever made. Rated PG-13, runtime of 2 hours and 23 minutes. This film was shot on 35mm, and so it was shot on film. It has a 2K digital intermediate, meaning when they finished the film to transfer it to the disc, it was finished at 2K resolution. So it's upscaled to 4K for this 4K release I have here. I just upgraded this recently from the Blu-ray, and I'll give you the pros and cons on that in a minute. It has great use of HDR10. The color just really pops. The detail is fantastic. Just really, really well done on the video side. On the audio side, it has a Dolby Atmos track, which is phenomenal. As well as a true HD 7.1 track. So really solid audio as well. Looks and sounds great. It is shot in the 235:1 aspect ratio. That's what we're getting here, the widescreen. Now, let me show you the packaging first. This is, the front cover, that iconic poster art. There's the spine. I like the nice big lettering there. And then here is the back cover, which gives you a rundown of the bonus features there. Pop it open, and we'll see it is a 2-disc set with the 4K over here, very basic disc, and then the Blu-ray, which has that S-Shield artwork there. So nicely done. Now, here's the pros and cons of this. You're getting better audio, better video. Now, since it was finished at 2K, it's not a significant difference, but it is a difference, especially the HDR. That's really what sets most of these 4Ks apart, is the high dynamic range. Again, the color is going to pop more, the brightness, the detail is just all going to be better. It's going to be clearer on the 4K, more so than the Blu-ray. Now, what you're losing is the extra bonus disc. For the Blu-ray of Man of Steel, it was a 2-disc set, 2 Blu-rays, and the other Blu-ray was basically the entire film in what Warner Brothers refers to as maximum movie mode. It's basically where they have the director come on screen. So Zack Snyder shows up and he's talking to you about, hey, here's the behind the scenes stuff, and they'll show you images and footage from behind the scenes as the movie is kind of playing in the background or in a kind of little box up above him. So that's something I really miss. But the Blu-ray of this still has an hour and 15 minutes of bonus features. So it's still a lot of bonus, they're all little featurettes on Krypton or on the design or on whatever. So you're still getting a lot of bonus footage here. It's just not, you can't watch it with the film. It's kind of like a commentary. Video commentary in a way. One thing that they did include, which I was very glad they included, was that awesome 75th anniversary short film they made for Superman, which Zack Snyder was involved with, and I think Bruce Timm and several other DC guys, animation guys, were involved in that 75th anniversary short. Kind of goes through the whole history of the character. It's really fun. It's only a couple minutes long, but it's really cool and worth watching for any Superman fan. So very glad we at least get that. So is it worth the upgrade? It's really up to you. I mean, if you already have the Blu-ray, I'd say unless you're just a huge videophile like me, I love having the movie at the highest possible quality. Unless you're really into the video and audio side and really want the best kind of perfect version of it that exists now, it's not really worth it, because again, you're losing that really cool bonus feature. And since it was finished at 2K, the upscale 4K, while it does look better, isn't going to be a huge difference, a night and day difference like some movies would be. So again, I'll leave it up to you. For me, it was worth it. You'll have to make your own decision on that. Now, let's move on to Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, released March 25th, 2016. This is the Ultimate Edition, which is rated R. The original theatrical cut was rated PG-13. This version adds in over a half hour of new footage, and it got an R rating. This film is 3 hours and 2 minutes long, so it does not include the theatrical cut. You cannot watch the theatrical cut if you get this version of the film. Now, this is the version that was released in March of 2021. So this is the remastered 4K. They had a Blu-ray out previously, which had different cover art. I think that one included the theatrical cut as well. This one does not. Again, only getting the Ultimate Edition, the 3-hour cut, the director's version, this version he intended to release. So this one, I'll show you the packaging first. It's very simple packaging. Front cover, there's the spine, there's the back. Get some details. I'll pop it open. It's just the one disc. Cool cover art, disc art though, like that, very simple logo. And that's it. Now, this film was shot on 35mm, much like Man of Steel, but it was also shot, some scenes, on 65mm film. So we're getting two different aspect ratios here, and I'll talk about that in just a second. It does have a 4K digital intermediate, so it was finished at 4K, meaning we get a native 4K image. It is a true full 4K. It wasn't upscaled, anything like that. It was finished at 4K, and the disc we have here is full 4K. So full 4K image on your 4K television. It's going to look incredible. I mean, this film looks just perfect. The HDR10 does wonders for it. Dolby Atmos sound, as well as a true HD 7.1 track as well. So it sounds fantastic. Now the aspect ratio, getting back to that, it's shot in 239:1, most of the film, but there are certain scenes where it will switch to the 1:43:1 aspect ratio. So you'll get black bars on the sides of your screen. So they'll go from the top and bottom black bars to the left and right black bars. Again, that's how the director intended this film to be. There's kind of a narrative reason for that I'll get into in a later movie that we'll talk about, but that's what you get here. Now, what you're missing here, again, you're missing some bonus features from the previous release. So that release had several featurettes, behind the scenes footage, interviews with the cast and crew. This one does not. This one only includes 2 bonus features. So if you're a bonus feature guy, you may not want to upgrade. For me, it was worth it because I'm getting the director's intended vision for how the movie is supposed to look, which is a huge deal for me. And I'm still getting the 2 bonus features, which are an audio commentary by Zack Snyder and an introduction to the film by Zack Snyder. Both well worth it. The introduction is very short, very brief, but the commentary is absolutely fantastic. It's a new commentary track. It's not this repeat from the previous release. It's a totally new track. This is the only place you can get it. So to me, it was worth it as a huge Snyder fan. It was definitely worth upgrading to this version. This is the preferred version, I would say. So that's Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice Ultimate Edition Remastered. Now we're moving on to Suicide Squad. Now, Suicide Squad is a film I have on Blu-ray. This one was released August 5th, 2016, a PG-13 rating. There is an extended cut, as you'll see here on the cover. It's not the director's cut. It's not the Ayer cut, David Ayer, who directed this movie. never got to finish it. He was booted off the project, and they had a different company come in and edit the film. So it's not his vision, but it's all that we have right now. The extended cut adds about 12 minutes of footage, a lot of it including Jared Leto's Joker, who is one of the most divisive castings ever. I'm a fan. But so the theatrical cut is 2 hours and 3 minutes. The extended cut, 2 hours 15 minutes. And I do recommend the extended cut because we're getting more of David Ayer's footage that I think he probably intended to be in the movie, even though, again, the movie as a whole does not reflect his vision. So it was shot on 35 millimeter, has a 2K DI. So this Blu-ray looks great at 1080p. It looks really good. It looks really, 1080p is pretty close to 2K. So we're getting a good video quality. Audio is Dolby Atmos and a True HD 7.1 track, which sounds great. Aspect ratio is 239:1. There is a bevy of bonus features here. 1 hour and 10 minutes of bonus features is what I added up, including just tons of featurettes, cast and crew, interviews, behind the scenes footage, all kinds of stuff. They kind of cover every character in detail, as well as, the story and how that came together and everything. So definitely worth checking out. There's also a gag reel on here, which are always fun to watch. So if you're a fan of this movie, check it out. I mean, it's a solid Blu-ray release. I'll show you the inside. It's actually a 3-disc set. So you have the extended cut, a DVD of the theatrical cut, and back here is the Blu-ray version of the theatrical cut. So you get both versions on Blu-ray and the theatrical on DVD. So pretty solid, not the best DC movie, but good cast. That's what I liked about it, was the cast. Moving on to the next film, released June 2nd, 2017. It is Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman, I still only have the Blu-ray. I've not upgraded to the 4K yet. Rated PG-13, runtime of 2 hours and 21 minutes. It was shot in 35 millimeter. Again, all these movies thus far have been, except for BVS, which had some scenes in 65. These directors like shooting on film, which I think is great. Finished at 2K. It has a 1080p, Blu-ray, so it looks really good. Another Dolby Atmos track with an additional True HD 7.1, shot in 239:1 aspect ratio. So a really solid release here from Warner Brothers. Again, was not finished at 4K. So even the 4K version, they're upscaling to 4K. There's the discs. And so, another good release. A lot of great bonus features here as well. 90 minutes of featurettes. I mean, a ton of behind the scenes footage, interviews. There's also a really good epilogue short film, which takes place right after the end of the movie with Etta Candy's character, who's a lot of fun. You kind of get to see what she's up to after World War I. So that's a fun short film that they included. Really well done. And then bloopers. Again, we get bloopers on this one too, as well as some deleted scenes. So definitely worth adding to the collection if you're a fan of Wonder Woman. This Blu-ray is as solid a release as it comes. Now, we are on to Zack Snyder's Justice League. Now, this was, of course, released March 18th, 2021, but I'm going in timeline order, and so in the DCEU timeline, or the SnyderVerse timeline, this is where this movie should have taken place. It has an R rating. The runtime is 4 hours and 2 minutes long. And so it's an epic film in every sense of the word. This one does have a 4K digital intermediate, meaning it was transferred in 4K, shot in 35 millimeter, but we are getting a native 4K image here, the HDR10. It's just a stunning visual feast. Dolby Atmos track again, which sounds great, as well as a true HD 7.1 track. Aspect ratio 133:1. So this is where that whole thing comes into play that I was talking about earlier, where Snyder, he shot Man of Steel in your traditional widescreen format, 239:1. Batman v Superman had both 239:1 and 1:43. Then this one goes to the full 133, full frame. It's just a square right in the middle of your television, black bars on either side of the screen. And so his whole idea was that, we're starting kind of traditional with Superman. When Batman enters the picture, we're going with some scenes that have some height to them. We're getting kind of more fantastical. And then this one goes full height. The height. He wanted the height for the superheroes. Comic book panels are typically square. He wanted superheroes to be big and tall, and so he wanted the height, and so he went with that direction. So really kind of interesting and just a cool kind of artistic choice. So here's the front cover here. I have the slipcover edition. I like the cover art. There's the side, and on the back you get that. So you slip this off, same artwork inside, and we'll pop it open here and you'll see that it is a 4-disc set. So you have disc 1 4K, disc 2 4K, and then behind those you have the discs that are the Blu-rays. So you get the movie spread, again, 4 hours of film. And so you want to spread it across 2 discs because even 4K discs only have a certain amount of storage on them. And so you want to, if you want the quality to be high, you need to make sure that you have 2 discs. There are some bonus features, or one bonus feature, I should say. It's called The Road to the Justice League. Interviews with Zack Snyder about his films in the DC universe. So that's it for the Snyder cut. Now we're jumping into Aquaman. So this one released December 21st, 2018. PG-13 rating, 2 hours, 23 minutes long. This one was shot digitally. So James Wan shot this digitally at 3.4K. So very close to 4K. But it only had a 2K digital intermediate, which is a little disappointing. I guess it's as good as they could get since it wasn't shot at 4K. But they did upscale it to 4K, has HDR10. The HDR on this one, HDR is made for movies like this because it enhances the color and the brightness, and there's so much vibrant imagery here. It's just stunning. There's the front cover. I really like the cover art. Very simple. There's the back cover. This one has a Dolby Atmos track as well as a true HD 7.1. There's the disc art, the trident there. 4K disc. The Blu-ray disc is blue, which I thought was a smart choice. 4K more of a greenish blue. But very nicely done. Really like this film. It's just bonkers. It's shot, this one also is one that is shot in 2 different aspect ratios. So a lot of the scenes are going to be in 239:1, traditional black bars at top and bottom, widescreen, and then several open up to the full screen, 178:1 aspect ratio. So we're intended for IMAX, and so that's got the full frame image. 90 minutes, or this one has 80 minutes of featurettes, a lot of behind the scenes interviews, a lot of fun stuff here. Really enjoyed all of it. And so, yeah, definitely check out Aquaman. I mean, it is just so much fun. And it looks stunning. Again, shot digitally, so it's very crisp and clear. A lot of people really like that. They don't really like the film grain as much. I'm a big fan of film grain, and I think it should always be there if it was shot on film, or if it wasn't. Some digital movies add in film grain to make it look just better. To me, it just looks better. But this one is one of those that's just super crisp and clear. If you want to show off your 4K TV, this is one that is a must buy. I mean, really, for me, it's stunning looking. So yeah, definitely worth picking up. Now we're jumping into Shazam, released April 5th, 2019, PG-13 rating, 2 hours, 12 minutes long. This one also shot digitally at 3.4K, so it has a 2K digital intermediate. And I've got the Blu-ray though, so I didn't upgrade to the 4K. This is 1080p HD, Dolby Atmos, surround sound again, True HD 7.1, alternate track, shot in 239:1, so the traditional widescreen format. Again, simple cover art, I like that. I think that's smart. Pretty good array of bonus features here. About 50 minutes of featurettes. Again, behind the scenes footage, interviews, quite a bit of deleted scenes as well. Fun gag reel on this one, which is not surprising. It's more of a kind of comedic take on the superhero genre, and motion comic as well, which is fun. So if you haven't read the comics, you can just hit play and it'll play the comic out for you, which is cool. Jumping into the next one, another Blu-ray. It is Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. This one released February 7th, 2020. Has an R rating. This one is an hour and 49 minutes long, and it was shot on film. So going back to the 35 millimeter, Kathy Yan shot this one on film. It did have a 4K digital intermediate, so I haven't upgraded, but this was one I might upgrade to because I'm a pretty big fan of it. Every time I watch it, I like it a little more. And it has a really good Dolby Atmos track, True HD 7.1, alternate track, 239:1 aspect ratio. It has some really cool bonus features. It has what's called bird's eye view mode, which is kind of like maximum movie mode, where the director comes on screen, they show you behind the scenes footage, interviews with the cast, that whole thing, while the movie's still playing in the background. So that's a lot of fun. 45 minutes of featurettes on top of that, and a gag reel. Another one that's more comedic in tone. And so yeah, really like this release a lot. It's really solid. I mean, like I said, I'm considering upgrading to the 4K because it has a really great visual style, and again, it was finished in 4K, so it'd be well worth it. Now, moving on to the next 4K release. The rest of these are all 4K, actually. This one is Wonder Woman 1984, released December 25th, 2020, Christmas Day. Merry Christmas to us. Rated PG-13. This one runs 2 hours, 31 minutes, and is one that was shot, again, on two different film formats, so 35 millimeter and 65 millimeter, much like Batman v Superman, and it has a 4K digital intermediate. So it is a native 4K release, full 4K image, the best possible quality you can get when it comes to the 4K format is a movie like this, shot on film, finished at 4K, boom, there it is, right on your screen in a full 4K image. Dolby Atmos, again, surround sound, True HD 7.1, alternate track, and then aspect ratio is 239:1, and again, this one will switch to 190:1 on your screen. So again, it'll look like a full screen image, which is very nice. So that's really enjoyable. 80 minutes of featurettes here, a lot of good bonus features, and it has a gag reel too. So again, they go with the gag reel. Here's the discs, one black, one purple, 4K Blu-ray. There you go. That's it for Wonder Woman 1984. Now, just a couple left. So we've got the Suicide Squad up next. James Gunn's first foray into the DC universe. He's now head of DC Studios. August 5th, 2021, this was released. Has an R rating, 2 hours and 12 minutes long. This one was shot digitally. It might be James Gunn's first digital film, I'm not sure. But I know he's a big fan of film, and I think he shot the Guardians movies on film. This was shot, it's one of the few films that was shot at 6K and 8K, which is, I mean, that's kind of unprecedented in many ways. I mean, that's ambitious. I mean, that's a lot of storage you need on your cameras there. So shot at 6K resolution and 8K resolution, some scenes, depending on the scene. So it has a full 4K digital intermediate, and it is a native 4K release. It looks spectacular. I mean, this is easily one of the best looking films I own, just from a video standpoint, what it looks like. The HDR, it's Dolby Vision HDR too. It's Dolby Vision HDR 10 plus, meaning it's like beyond what HDR even does for a lot of other movies. Very bright, very vibrant, lots of color. I mean, this movie's built for 4K, just like Aquaman, So stunning video. Video gets a 10 out of 10 if we're rating these things. I don't rate these things. Maybe I should. Audio, again, Dolby Atmos. It just sounds incredible. 190 by 1 aspect ratio. So again, another big full image there that you're getting on your screen. It has a great audio commentary by James Gunn. Goes in depth on the film, deleted scenes here. We get a gag reel again, and then 45 minutes of featurettes, just interviews and behind the scenes footage. So this is really a super solid release. I mean, it is just packed with bonus features, stunning video and audio. This is the slipcover edition. I'll just slip this off. It is the same artwork inside, but just so you guys can see that spine there, and then pop this open. It's the 2-disc 4K and Blu-ray. I like that they have different artwork on them. That's cool. So yeah, I mean, this isn't everyone's cup of tea. It's a pretty intense film, gory, violent, profane, but it's tons of fun, and it has great characters, and again, video and audio wise, it's just next level. All right, last one in the collection currently is Black Adam. This one released October 21st, 2022, PG-13 rating, 2 hour and 5 minute runtime, negative format. This one again shot digitally. This one shot at 4.5K. So, man, I mean, this is like, you're getting it shot at 4.5, digital intermediate's 4K, so you get a native 4K release. You always want, if they're shooting digitally, you always want them to shoot at least at 4K. That way you're getting a full 4K image. If they shoot higher than 4K, that's even better, but you want it at least to be 4K. Or shot on film. That's optimal. A frame of film has 40 million pixels in it. So that's the most information you're gonna get. Then you bring it down, if you shoot digitally, they can only go up to about 8K right now. So yeah, true native 4K, Dolby Vision HDR 10. It's like got it all, video wise, again, right here. Stunning looking film. Dolby Atmos track, excellent. 239 by 1 aspect ratio, so your traditional widescreen format. This one has an hour of featurettes, so pretty good array of bonus features. Not outstanding or anything, but solid. It's got that 100th anniversary Warner Brothers logo on it because all their physical releases have that on them. This year, 2023, is their 100th anniversary. This one was, even though it was released in theaters in 2022, the 4K came out in 2023, so they slapped that sticker on there, which I guess adds value. I don't know. There's the spine. Here's the back cover. And this is the slipcover edition, so I'll slide this off. Same artwork inside. And then we'll pop this open and you get your 2 discs, your 4K and your Blu-ray. There you go. That's it. So another stunning release from Warner Brothers for their DC films. I mean, these movies are just a blast. I have a great time watching them. I'm a huge comic book fan, been collecting DC comics for a long time. And so getting to see these characters on the big screen as a movie fan is just a blast. It's so much fun. So really enjoy all these movies to varying degrees, and we're going to talk about them on the podcast this week. So be on the lookout for that. We're going to talk about The Flash, which is now in theaters, and we're going to cover all these movies. We're going to review all of them. We're going to rank all of them. It's going to be a lot of fun. So join us for that. Let me know your favorite of these releases. Let me know if you own any of these, which one's your favorite, which one's your least favorite. Make sure you like the video, hit subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified of all our videos, and we'll see you next time right here on The Real World.